Hello and welcome to the December 16th, week 14. Is it 14 or 15? It's week 15.
15.
Week 15. NFL, Lake County Sentinel NFL podcast. I'm Toppling Tim Shirer, and our guest is Tommy Shirer, my son.
Hello.
And we'll be doing our predictions. I have not done well. I've 1-2 so far this week. I believe Tommy is 3-0.
I am.
I don't think the points are that far off, though, because I've got the wrong picks up here. Or no, I don't. I don't think the points are too far off because I picked Houston for quite a bit.
I have 17.
I have 10. So let's get started so we're not cramming the last couple picks in. There's 11 games today. Is it 11 or no? There's 12 today. 12 today, and then there'll be the one game tomorrow. But let's start with the Atlanta, Arizona. Arizona, the road dog at Atlanta on turf, indoors, in Georgia on a Sunday. Things do not go well for the Cardinals in those circumstances, especially with the overrated Josh Rosen as the Cardinals quarterback. You know, remember him telling people he was the best quarterback in the draft? Yeah, he did. Okay, so let's go with I'm going with Atlanta, even though Arizona's getting 10 points. I'm going with Atlanta with 3, even though the Falcons have had a better year. Matt Ryan's going to make Josh Rosen look like what he is today.
Yeah, I got Atlanta with 2.
Okay. So then we go to Detroit at Buffalo. Detroit's getting 2.5. They are the road dog, outdoors, on turf in Buffalo. But I'm going to go with Detroit. I don't know. You never know with Buffalo. Buffalo could go out and get shut out today, or they could score 45 points. But Detroit has a pretty good defense. So I think they'll actually win the game. They'll definitely cover, or they're getting 2.5. So I think they'll cover. I picked Detroit with 7.
I got Detroit with 4.
Okay. And then the next game will be is the Packers and the Bears. Packers at the Bears. And this is a rivalry game, of course. We all know that. It's the longest rivalry in the NFL. And the Bears are actually good this year, and the Packers are struggling. I think it's going to be a pretty close game. The Packers are getting 5.5, and they're playing in Chicago. I mean, it's cold either place this time of year. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers wants to prove something, but I still think the Bears will cover, even though the Packers are getting the 5.5. I'm going with the Bears with 8.
I got the Bears at 12.
Okay. So then we head down to Cincinnati. The Bengals are not having a good year. I think this is probably it for Marvin Lewis. I mean, I don't know how he survived this long, but I would have to think this is it. They've got the Raiders coming in. The Raiders are getting 3 points. I have to go with the Bengals, though. I think they'll cover in this game. I think they'll actually win the game. I'm going Bengals 11 points.
I got the Raiders with 5 points.
Wow. Okay. So then let's move to Indianapolis, where the Cowboys are playing the Colts. Excuse me. The Cowboys are playing the Colts. Cowboys are a 2.5-point underdog in Indianapolis. I am going to go with the Cowboys to cover with 5 points.
Cowboys with 7.
And then we head up to Minnesota, where the Vikings play the Dolphins. This is another game where you don't know who's going to show up for both teams. Some weeks the Dolphins look good. Some weeks they look bad.
Yeah.
Some weeks the Vikings look bad. Some weeks they look good. They fired their offensive coordinator after, I believe it was Monday night's pathetic performance. I mean, they were terrible. And I guess Mike Zimmer didn't, and John DeFilippo, I believe he's overrated too. John DeFilippo. They didn't get along. But I guess Mike Zimmer has had a lot of offensive coordinators since he's been the head coach of the Vikings. He could be on the hot seat if you think about it. If they, if he keeps firing offensive coordinators and they don't win anything, whose fault is it?
Yeah.
If he keeps firing offensive coordinators and they don't win, who does it fall on?
Him.
It's got to fall on him eventually, doesn't it? So, but I think I'm going to go with the Vikings or the Dolphins. They're getting 7.5 points, and the Vikings can't seem to score this year. So watch, I go out and put up 50 today, but the Vikings can't seem to score a lot this year. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins to at least cover this game. They're getting 7.5. I'm going with 6 confidence points.
I feel like the Vikings are going to be pretty good this week.
You think?
I got the Vikings with 15 confidence
Oh my God!
points.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then we have this game. To me, is like a nothing game. I mean, it does have playoff implications because if the Tennessee Titans win, then I guess their playoff hopes are still alive. If they lose, the Texans win the NFC South. But it's the Tennessee Titans at the always overrated New York Giants. The Giants do have Saquon Barkley, and I have always been a Peyton Manning fan.
Eli Manning.
Eli Manning, yes. They don't have much after that. I mean,
Odell.
They really don't. Yeah, like I said, they don't have much after that. And but I'm going to go. The Titans are 2.5 point underdog on the road in New York, well, in New Jersey, on top of the landfill. So I'm gonna go with the Titans with 2.5. I'm gonna go with them. And I'm gonna have 12 confidence points on the Titans.
I have the Titans with 6 confidence points.
All right. Here's another game. I don't say Washington's a disappointment. They started out strong and they haven't looked good lately. Jacksonville, definitely. Washington and Jacksonville. Jacksonville has definitely been a disappointment. Sounds like they were a one-year wonder. I'm going with Washington here. 9 confidence points. Even though they're a 7.5 point underdog, I feel like they won't even need the points. I think they'll beat Jacksonville. I'm going with Washington at 9 confidence points.
I'm going with Jacksonville with 8 confidence points.
Oh, wow. Okay. So then we're going to go to the Seattle-San Francisco game. Seattle at San Francisco. San Francisco is getting 5 points at home against Seattle, but they're just terrible. I mean, they've shown if Seattle stops Greg Kittle, they beat them by 30 points. If they don't stop Greg Kittle, then it could be a close game. But I still think Seattle covers on the road, and I'm going with 13 points with Seattle.
I got Seattle with 14 points.
Okay. Now we're going to go to some NFC North action that matters. I mean, the Bengals didn't matter. Really,
AFC North?
AFC North. So that's why we didn't, we just had the Bengals with everybody else. But these other AFC North battles matter. Let's do the Monday night game first.
Okay.
Let's do the Monday night game first. We're going to do, it's New Orleans at Carolina. New Orleans is basically clinched everything in the NFC. They've got
Yeah.
the number 1 seed, I believe. Well, they might
They
not.
haven't
I think
clinched
the Rams, yeah, but they got a bye. They have a bye. So I guess for them, it would just be put a little beating on the Panthers if they could, beat them, which I always enjoy. But the Panthers are getting 7. They're at home. They're a 7-point underdog at home. But I'm still going to go with the Saints, and I'm going with 16.
I got the Saints with 11, but I'm going to say the Panthers have a chance to win this.
No way.
Yeah.
If they could beat the Browns, they're not beating the Saints.
You never know.
So, and then we have the Sunday night game, which is the Eagles at the Rams in Los Angeles. And it's, the Eagles are fighting for their life.
Yep.
But this is typical for a team that wins the Super Bowl. We've seen it.
To be this bad?
We've seen it many times. Yeah.
They have they're the first team, because I don't think they can go 500. I'm pretty sure they're the first team in since 2000 who hasn't.
Well, since 2003.
Yeah. So yeah,
I know.
But yeah, I saw.
But teams that win the Super Bowl struggle the next year. It happens a lot. Maybe not this much, but they struggle the next year. I wonder what do Browns fans feel
Patriots
about what do Browns fans feel about Carson Wentz now? Remember last year how they wanted him so bad? Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the Eagles to cover this game. They're getting 10.5. I'm gonna go with them to cover. I'm going 14 points with the Eagles.
I got 16 points with the Rams, who are going to tear them up.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. The Eagles have a pretty good defense.
Yeah, not really.
So now the NFC North. Games that are remaining. Let's look at the Pittsburgh New England game. I'm gonna go with New England. It's off the table. There's no spot, no line. I'm gonna go with New England to win this game with 15 points.
I have New England with 10 points.
Okay. And now the most important NFC North battle of the day, as far as Browns fans are concerned, and as far as I'm concerned.
Pretty much, yeah.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers invade the Pigs in Baltimore. The team I hate the most in the NFL. Hands down. I think the Buccaneers are getting 9.5. They lose close games. Yeah, they lose. They've lost 8 times. They're 5-8. But they lose close games. I believe they've only lost 2 games by more than 10 points. They do just enough to lose every week. Dirk Cutter just does just enough for them to lose every week. I'm going to say they're going to cover the spot by 9.5. They got 9.5 points. I'm going to say they cover the spot with 2 confidence points. I don't know if they'll actually win the game. I hope they do. It doesn't matter now. Dirk Cutter's not saving his job. Tampa Bay is actually still alive for the playoffs, barely. But I think Tampa Bay covers. I'm going with 2 confidence points.
I have the Ravens with 9. I hate to say it because obviously I want the Ravens to lose. So yeah, but your Buccaneers are going to do just enough to disappoint me.
You think they'll lose by more than 9.5?
I feel like they could. Mine's 8.5 on my sheet. I don't know.
What?
Yeah.
How is yours? Yours is different almost every week.
It's the same website, so it doesn't make sense.
Oh well, I actually didn't refresh this from last night, so it could be wrong.
Yeah.
But 8.5, I still think they cover. Yeah. But that's it for today. We'll find out. I haven't done very well the last couple of weeks with these picks, so let's see what happens this week. Until Thursday, when it'll be our next podcast. I hope everybody has a good day and enjoy the football today. Talk to everybody later.